All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Shifter's Cove, and I want to welcome Alex, the third guest of the show. Thank you,
Thank you for
Alex, for
having
showing
me.
up. Okay, so I want to start with an interview, getting to know you, your shifting journey. So I want to know, how did you discover shifting, and
Oh,
what was it like for
wow.
you?
I discovered shifting a way a lot of people did, and that was through Shift Talk, which is a place.
That's something. You can say that again.
I've been shifting for almost 3 years now, which is insane.
Oh wow. So you had
I've had
successful shifts?
successful mini shifts, and I've shifted to other realities that are a lot like this one, just very different.
Oh, that's cool. So you are our first official, actual person who shifted here. So you are number one. Welcome. You made
Thank you,
Shifters
thank
Cove
you.
history. You're the first person. So congratulations. But so when you saw Shift Talk, what did you first think about it? Like we were like, oh, these people are crazy. Like how did you
Um,
really think about it?
Well, I've always been into spirituality, and so it was just yeah, this makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, for me,
No.
were you about to say something? Oh yeah, for me, I think shifting is one because there's definitely people who don't believe in it. I think they take you can shift the fictional world's angle way too far. I mean, of course that's a part of it, but just like astral projection or law of attraction and manifesting or stuff like that. There was a time where I didn't know or believed in that, but with practice, I actually really got to experience that. And now I fully believe in it, and that's how shifting is for me. That's why I don't really discount shifting. So because you kind of was already aware of this kind of world, that's kind of like your
Oh,
beliefs
yeah.
were already always there, right? In a
It's
way,
always kind of been like that for me.
for sure. That's good. Speaking of shift talk, I haven't really been on it that much, but I've usually been on Amino or Reddit. But is shift talk really as bad as people say it is, or
Okay,
what's your
so I
experience with it?
still use TikTok and I still do stuff on Shift Talk. Surprise, surprise, even through all the controversies. Um, a lot of the bigger, Shift Talk creators have been spreading misinformation recently, which is upsetting. But
Hmm.
I follow personally a lot of really small creators who I can relate to. Like, we go to the same DRs in a sense. And I find that they can be very helpful, especially with methods and advice, or just motivation. But sometimes it's just
Hmm.
a little much, especially with the you must drink water. You don't have to. You don't have to drink water.
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah, or were you doing a video
Oh
like if you can't
no.
move at all, you can't scratch your nose or something. Oh my God, I remember those early days of shifting. Everybody was like, "No, wait, you can't do that. You can't do
Oh
this. You're
yeah.
messing it
It
up."
was
Those were the
so
days.
interesting, and now all of my friends are into it too, and it's just yes, you don't have to drink water.
That's good. Hmm. I haven't found anybody in IRL yet who's kind of aware of it per se. So I'm kind of keeping it loose lipped. I mean, tight-lipped because I don't know. Some people might be a
Yeah,
little
I just
judgmental, but hopefully
yeah,
someday.
I introduce all my friends to it, which is probably not the best idea, but I do
Hmm.
it anyway.
Of
Yeah.
course, you got to go out for it. Um, yeah. So you have certain DRs in mind? Like, do you have a main DR? Yeah,
I have
multiple
so
DRs
many.
that you want to go to? Do you have a
Currently I'm
favorite?
going to be shifting later to my streamer DR, which will be fun.
Ooh, nice. So I always found it interesting. The DRs that kind of I'm guessing this DR kind of reflects almost our current reality almost entirely, but under the circumstances that you're
Yes.
a popular streamer, right? And when I think about this, that must be easier to shift in a way, because you can have visual examples. It's not animated as real life, and there's certain things that might be a little easier to visualize or script, because it's so close to our reality.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
especially
interesting.
helpful with Pinterest. You can get all images and ideas for things to manifest.
Hmm.
And it's very interesting when it's close to your reality,
Hmm.
because sometimes you might just shift and not realize it until you see the minor differences.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I remember, and I'm just gonna chalk this up as a shifting experience, even though it wasn't like intentional. It was like a decade way before shifting was
Oh
even
yeah.
like talked about like how it is now. I remember I went to a restaurant with my family, and we were sitting in a restaurant, and my sister ordered Coke, right? And I know for certain she
Yeah.
said Coke. But I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, she was brought milk. I was like, wait, what? You said that you wanted Coke? So no, I didn't. They're like, Mom, Dad, didn't you say you wanted Coke? They're like, no. And I'm like, how does that even work? Because that's always bothered me. Like, I know for certain that she asked for Coke because that was her favorite drink, but she came out and dropped milk. I think that was kind of like my first weird shifting experience. I'm not sure what caused me to shift to a universe where my sister got like I don't know milk instead of Coke, but that was a very weird
Yeah.
situation for me. I think that was kind of my first shift per se. But yeah, let me think. So do you have anything like you're excited for in your streamer DR? Did you script anything specific that happened, or you're looking forward to any certain
Well, in my
aspects of it?
DR, I'm a faceless streamer, and I'd be face revealing in a few days from now in my DR. So I'm really excited for that.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, are you like do you like play games or like do
Oh
you
yeah, I
watch
play
like
a lot of
Twitchy
games.
stream? Like what kind of
It's
streams
I
do
like
you
video
watch?
games. I can't put them
Oh,
down.
nice. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. When I'm not doing my university homework, I really try to get back to the games myself. I feel you. So in your opinion, like when it comes to DRs that are like more close on Rs, it's like do you think there's like just mini shifts and mini shifts until you get the specific circumstances, or you think with a DR like yours, you're just automatically gonna go with like how you scripted to start at, or like see like I feel like what DRs are like just like ours is like mini law of attraction boosts and manifestations that build over time to resemble your DR. Like how do you think that might come about? Like all in like one swoop, or maybe like small mini shifts until you get what you
um,
want completely.
Good question.
If that makes sense. I'm sorry, that's
It's
very
fine.
random.
Um, well, you see, some people can do it that way. I'm just like going full there. Yeah.
Pulling it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, some people want to be just thrown into the action immediately, and I definitely
Oh
want to do
yeah.
that myself. So, when it comes to like scripting, like, do you have like certain affirmations you like to share? To like, let's say there is hypothetically, I mean, still not with the viewers at all, but hypothetically to the listener today, is there something that you want to share? Or like, say, hey, if you want, you should put this in your script or stuff like that. Maybe advice, because I like to have the guests give advice to the new
Yeah,
listeners
well,
too.
I've picked up quite a bit through my 3 years, and I figured out that if you want to script, you don't have to. Keeping things organized is really helpful.
Yeah.
My first few scripts were
Hmm.
all over the place, and via affirmations, I'd suggest thinking of things in the now, because I was always like, oh, I will,
Hmm.
this is gonna happen, like later. And it's just like, no, you kind of have to think of it's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how. I mean, shifting is kind of. Some people think not, or maybe think so, but shifting is kind of like mixed in
Oh,
with
yeah.
law of attraction. When you speak in the presence, like you have it, that's when it happens, really. I mean, because if you're saying "I will," that's future tense, and will is subjective. It can be will a week and now, or from now, or a will
Yeah.
months from now. I mean, so definitely, listeners, if anybody's listening to this, I hope so. Um, just like taking to her advice, like when you want to shift, or you're doing affirmations while laying down, make sure to say "I will shift." I am not "I will shift." I am shifting. I've arrived into my
Oh,
DR.
yeah.
Stuff like that, really, and I think you'll get a lot more success. So did you ever try to shift to like a non like RLDR that resembles
Ah,
your
yeah, I do have
projection?
a Demon Slayer DR.
Ooh, I heard about that anime. People keep telling me
It's
it's awesome. I
amazing, but it's
haven't yet, but it looks
terrifying
so
in
good.
person.
Oh, I bet. I mean, like, is it like a whole
It's
bunch of like demons
demons
or
that you're
monsters that like
fighting,
are trying to
and yes,
kill you
they
or
do want
something?
to eat you. So it's
Uh huh.
terrifying.
Ooh.
Mini shifting there's
So yeah.
ah.
Hmm. Go
Continue.
ahead. Sorry. No, no, you're the guest. You're the guest now. Go ahead. I'm
I've mini
sorry.
shifted there like twice, and in those 2 times I almost died. So no thanks.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I mean, is there? Does your Demon Slayer DR deviate from the main canon in any
Um,
way, or do you kind of like? Do you? How do you
it
fit
does,
into it?
solely because there were some things I didn't quite enjoy, but some things that I wish did happen. Um, in my DR, I've
Mm-hmm.
decided that I am a Hashira because I don't like one of the Hashiras. I am sorry. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really interesting because when you deviate from canon, you're so used to all of these things, and then you change it, and it's just like, how am I supposed to manifest this?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember one of my DRs, like it's an anime DR. It's like the basis is like an anime called Rosario
Oh,
plus
I love
Vampire
that anime.
Demon, aka me goes to art school. Yes. And it's really nice. Like I not only have Rosario plus Vampire, but I scripted different animes into like the same world. Oh, sorry, did it cut off? Are you here? Uh oh. All right, hold on. All right, she's back. All right,
Can you hear me out?
can you hear
Sorry,
me
it
now?
kicked me out. No, it's okay.
No, it's
I don't
okay.
know
I
what's
don't know
going
what's
on with
going on
this.
with this.
It's fine. It's fine. I think
I
my
think my
voice is
voice
like
is like
echoing in the
echoing in
back.
the back.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Let me see.
Let me see. And you have your headphones in too?
I think I fixed it a bit.
Okay, yeah, I don't hear me anymore. Cool.
Okay, good.
All right. Yeah. I definitely agree. Like when you make your DRs a little bit more like deviating from canon, it's like hard for me to imagine because like I scripted like different animes into this Rosario plus Vampire DR, and it's like, how can I like? It's so hard to like make it so specific and like visualize it because it's so complicated. But it's so interesting at the same time. I don't know. It's definitely something.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so for the listeners, how did you get to your like first I mean your successful master the Demon Slayer? Because I'm assuming like a lot of people who are listening or will be listening will be wanting to shift to like animes or worlds that are, like don't resemble ours. So could you walk us through the process?
Um, well, there's a site called Artbreeder,
Hmm.
and it can
Oh, I
show you
love that
pictures
site.
of like anime characters if they looked human, not human. I mean,
Hmm.
some of them aren't human, but
More like realistic.
yeah. But you could always just go to reality where it looks more anime.
Right.
And it all kind of depends on how you want to visualize it.
For sure. So this Demon Slayer DR of yours, did it look like more like close to the IRL, or like was it like slightly different from the anime? Like how did it look?
It looked like the way things look right now. It looked very realistic.
Oh, that's cool.
It was it was interesting.
So I'm guessing like I haven't watched it, but I'm guessing like the antagonists or monsters were probably scary as hell. Like seeing
Oh
them
yeah,
in
some of the
like
demons have multiple eyes and very sharp teeth.
woo.
It's not funny.
Oh
It's not fun.
oh my god. I can't imagine because I know like one of my I have an MCDR and I'm like scared to like go out and go like superheroing because I don't want to get my ass kicked or I don't know. It's
It's
scary.
it's
Oh
definitely
god.
rewarding, but it's also terrifying.
Right. I mean, so did you get to talk to any like people? I don't want to call them characters per se, but did you get to
Yeah.
talk to any characters? Like, how was that experience? Like comparing to watching them and seeing them right in front of you.
Well, there was a demon attacking the main character Tanjiro, and
Hmm.
character person, and I was going to assist him because he is a child, and I kind of don't want him
Right.
to die. And
I hope so. Yeah.
the only phrase I really spoke to him was "get back," and then I came back here.
So you like got killed in your DR?
No, it was one of those. I hadn't properly grounded myself yet, but I was like thrown into
Hmm.
action immediately. So I think I got a little too like excited or anxious, probably a mix of both, and it kind of
Hmm.
forced me back a bit.
Yeah, I hear a lot. I'm sure you read about it or something, but I hear like when you first get your DR, if you're not like calm or you might be like, oh my god, I'm here. So it seems like a lot of people like get sent back into their CR for some reason.
I think it's solely about grounding yourself because your brain doesn't fully recognize that you're there. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel real even though it is. And so you kind of just have
Right.
to ground yourself because it's almost like having an anxiety attack.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, like, so my question is, I know you were there for a short amount of time, but like, when you were there, did you like get like a wave of like memories from your
Oh,
DRs
yeah.
like that felt natural to you? How was
Yes.
that like? Because I always find that so interesting hearing about that.
It's weird to me because thinking back on it, it was like remembering it as if I was remembering something now. But
Right. Yeah.
they were things that I previously didn't know. It was just like suddenly a switch turned on and I was like, oh, this is who I am.
So like, and when you like, did you like have a chance to reflect on your CR for a minute? Like, did it feel like a distant memory? Like, or was it just everything going too fast that you just really couldn't process that much?
Um, some things were like really stuck out to me, memories wise, but otherwise it was just like really fast because again, I had to attack something.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, so I just can't imagine like after sitting back and you like, let's say you watch Demon Slayer again, like
Yeah.
doesn't that just make you feel so like amazed? Like, wow, I, I'm assuming you're DR so safe that kid. I mean, doesn't that make you feel kind of prideful in a way? It's like, wow, I was there in a way,
Yeah.
you know.
It also kind of like makes me feel more attached to these people that I'm like watching, and it's just like, yes, I know you. You're shorter than me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, man, like, hey, I hear like a lot of people like, oh man, like after I shift and I see him again, like, oh, this makes me feel bad. I want to see them again, or stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. So I can't even imagine. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. So do you have any, I don't know, do you have any SOs? Like, it's a big topic for a lot of people. Do you have any significant others, any DRs so far that you look forward to meeting or anything?
Yeah, my streamer DR and in multiple other DRs because I'm a hopeless romantic, so I have to script in a significant other somehow.
Same here, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like for you, like, are you shifting? Like, some people shift to like find love or to like experience a fictional world or just to escape the CR. Like, for you, if you don't mind sharing, why do you want to shift? Like, what is it? What does it mean to you?
Um, well, my life here is not the greatest. Well,
I'm sorry
that
to
kind
hear
of
that.
makes sense with the way of the world at the moment.
Right.
But at the
Yes.
same time, I'm also fascinated by
Hmm.
everything that goes on in my desired realities. Like with Demon
Yeah.
Slayer, demons, it's so interesting to me. I want to learn more about them even if they have like a billion eyes.
Hmm.
Or like in
Yeah.
my
I mean.
streamer DR.
Hmm.
It's very interesting. I like absorbing the information.
Yeah, I can't even imagine because it's just like this is like it's like once you do, it's like wow, the endless possibilities that you can travel or explore. I mean, it just opens the door up to everything.
It really does.
So, I wanted to ask you a question. I asked this on the previous podcast. I wanted your opinion on this. So, for people who like write fiction, or I guess fiction in this CR, do you think that these people are like kind of tapping into like possible different realities, and that's how they write these stories and everything? What is your
Um,
opinion on
as someone who does write a lot, this also comes into mind quite a bit. I feel like
it? Hmm.
because I believe in the multiple, infinite, the
Multiverse theory?
multiverse. Sorry, brain's not
Yeah.
working. I believe in the
It's okay.
multiverse theory, and because of that, I believe that absolutely everything already exists. So you're just writing something down and like bringing that into light here.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, technically, like Alex, I mean, like you said, the multiverse is this. Like any choice you could have made today could have been slightly different. Maybe you're wearing different socks, or maybe you decided to tie your hair up. You know, it's every single
Yeah,
possible choice has and will happen. You could be rubbing your nose. You decide not to rub your nose right now. That's just a different universe per se. That's
yeah.
how it
It is a
works.
completely different reality. And that
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
fascinating.
It is. I definitely believe in the multiverse theory too. And I want to say I love to write too. So it's just like, doesn't it feel like excited, like knowing that your characters or your worlds like exist out there?
Oh yeah, I play a lot of D&D, and
Hmm.
just thinking about the little person I play actually having to go through all of these like scenarios is like, wow. I feel bad
Hmm.
for you.
So you like, do you have like a main story you like that you written that you want to share, or like you just like kind of like, I just write here and there, nothing too serious.
um yeah, I tend to write here and there. I am trying to write a book, but it's kind of difficult when you have like a job and other things to do.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I remember like I always had these ideas since I was a kid. I only like started like putting them down on documents during the pandemic. I think I got to 33 pages and I just crashed because I was so busy. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I totally understand. It's just so interesting, like thinking about how we tap into these worlds and we technically craft these worlds in our CR, but they just exist in their own outright. Really,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. So, I usually try to ask this for each one of my guests. Like, are you like, do you look into like the tarot or the like divination type of stuff, reality shifting, or you kind of keep it more simple with like affirmations or subliminals or something like
Well,
that?
I'm pagan, so I
Hmm.
naturally like believe in all of these things, and I do work with tarot and divination. And
Yeah, yeah,
so
cool.
sometimes I do, but I tend to stick more with manifestation because I guess that's what I'm more used to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I always find this interesting to ask my guests because I not directly myself, but I gotten like plenty of tarot readings and stuff about my DRs that just reach like to home. Like I remember, I'll tell you a story. I remember I've written channeled letters for people in my DRs all the time. And if you want, I can send you the, for example, I can send you the picture after. But I do channeled
Okay.
letters, and every single time, I'm not lying, people. If y'all dare me, I will send y'all this picture. But I've written channeled letters to people in my DR before, and Alex, there are like four different people who I've written to this one time in the same Rosario plus Vampire DR. I've written to Mocha, Kurumu, Mizure, and Yukari, and Mizure's letter, I'm not gonna lie, it was like a lot shorter than the others. And I remember getting a tarot reading from a reader, and they mentioned how she was kind of upset because like her letter was a lot more shorter, and apparently they were sharing the letters around. It was so
Oh,
freaking awkward. It was so awkward and embarrassing. Like, I just feel kind of bad because
you
like
must
that's just
apologize
like,
in your next letter.
yes, I know I have to, and it's just like, man, it shocked me out. Like literally, it shocked me because like, how does she know that? I'm telling you, Alex, her letter was a lot more shorter than everybody else's. Like, how did this reader know that? And that just really validates shifting to me. It's so
Yeah.
so fun. Yeah, tarot really brings out the fun of shifting too. I mean, I'll tell you another story. I mean, apparently from the same reader, I feel like she's really accurate because she got things right about my DRs that I haven't shared at all. Like she mentioned how sometimes they'll like astral project, or I don't know how it is. Like they'll try to travel and visually see me and just see art. And it's so interesting to hear that. It's like wow, because they were like really shocked at how different we looked here, and because they were like obviously we
Yeah.
look like animes. It was just so like interesting. Like wow, I can't even imagine like my people like I don't know they came stopped by and looked at me came to hang out for a little bit even though I wasn't aware of it apparently.
Yeah.
I always find that really cool. But yeah, for sure. So I want to go into the shifting controversies a little bit. We gotta throw in some controversies in this
Oh
episode just
yeah.
a little
Spill
bit.
the tea.
All right. So I mean, where can we even start? Okay, so lately I think me and you both can agree like this whole race thing, like changing your race into DRs, has like been like really like going off lately for some reason. I want to know
Oh
your
yeah.
opinion on that. What do you think about it?
Um, I don't really think about it too much because I
Mhm.
don't understand why you'd want to.
Mhm.
Um, unless of course it's like changing your race as in like, ah yes, everyone here is, they are red. I must be
Right.
red as well. Or
Yeah.
like
I
blue.
mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, some people like it's such a hard thing. There are different viewpoints. Everything is subjective, really. But I mean, it just depends. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it's so controversial. I mean, I think everybody's journey should just everybody's journey. In the end, I mean, it just really it's your DR. I mean, as long as you're not going around murdering people, I don't know, being like a
Yeah.
weirdo or something. I mean, I don't know. To me, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I don't know. I just don't see the controversy. I don't know why it's so controversial. So
I
weird.
believe that because of the multiverse and how everything already exists, there's already a version of you that's that race.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a you for a reason. It's so interesting. Like
Yeah.
it's actual you. It's connected to you. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way I look at it. Really, I mean, it's a version of you. I don't know. That's weird. Um, yeah. So assuming like in your DRs, besides your streaming one, you're gonna have to go into combat and fight. And sometimes like
Oh
you might
yeah.
have to go into battle and you might have to actually not accident or you might have to take somebody or something down. How do you feel about like the kind of like killing in your DRs? Because some people find it controversial. You shouldn't kill anybody, but like if you think about it, I don't know. Like in some situations, you might have to defend yourself or your friends and your family. Like, what do you think about that whole like situation?
Um, I'm gonna go back to like the Demon Slayer DR thing. So
Hmm.
with Demon Slayer, the whole concept is that there are demons roaming the world along with with humans, and the only way to truly kill them is to cut off their head. But they were
Right.
once human as well. Humans that possibly were about to die,
Yeah.
and it's very interesting because at that point they're not people anymore. Like they do have
Yeah.
thoughts and feelings, but a lot of them are just they act more like animals at that point.
Right. They're hushed at their former selves, pretty much.
Yeah. Like it's a creature that has memories, it has previous feelings, but they are so warped to this point where it's just I don't think they're really truly able to be saved.
Yeah.
We're working on it, but still.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's hard. I mean, like, for example, like if you're in Star Wars, you have stormtroopers shooting at you. You're not just gonna stand there and just let them kill you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to defend yourself. But I mean, and listener, you can always script that you don't kill people, or when you shoot, I don't know, you knock them out or something. But yeah, I mean,
You have clone
there's
trooper
people that
aim.
being, yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah, I always find it interesting. Like, some people, I mean, everybody's so different with shit, and that's what makes it really interesting.
It truly
Cause
is.
I mean, yeah, I mean, really like, of course, we're in shifting communities and all that, but everybody's journey is their own journey, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let me think. Still getting my podcasting skills, working on it, so
It's
I'm not the
fine.
best, but just just go with me. Um,
You're doing great.
Let me think. Thank you so much. How do you see like the future is shifting? Like, cause some people say, "Oh, it's already dying. It's dying. Nobody cares anymore." Or some people say it's gonna end up like astral projection or like lucid dreaming. How do you see it? Like, do you see it kind of like stagnating or kind of keeping its steam?
Um, well, I find it funny that people think it's dying when I truly think it's never been more alive.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
yeah, I think it's going to become a lot more accepted and popular with more and more people shifting and like proving, hey, this is real. You can actually do this. And I
Yeah,
believe it
yeah,
will definitely be like where like really accepted in the future.
yeah. I agree. Cause like I remember like when I was young, cause I'm only 22, so me being younger is like not that younger. But for me like I remember he's talking about ass projection. Like what? That's bullshit. Like I mean like it sounds crazy, but like over time when you look in more and more into it, like you start to try to experience it. I think like you'll have the doubters. Like of course there are people like the odds went out, all that stuff that kind of made those videos start
Yeah.
shifting. Like oh you're deluding yourself or you're crazy stuff like that. But I think like once you hit like those people like doing hit pieces out and people like settle and over time people who are still into it stay with it, it's like it becomes its own thing, stay relevant throughout
Yeah.
time really. But I think like you said, I think shift talk just kind of like warped perceptions, like a lot of the shifting perceptions.
Yeah, a lot of misinformation has been spread throughout the years, but we're
Yeah.
doing our best to counteract that.
Yeah, because I think they just like they took like the term, "Oh, I'm going to just go smash Draco." I think they took that and just ran with it, and I
They
think they
really
just
did.
made it really bad. Yeah, I think it's like, oh my god, these kids are deluding themselves so they can go sleep with a fictional character or something. It's like I think that was the main point that I always looked at. I mean, it's more than that. It's about
Yeah.
affirmations, visualizing, scripting. It's more than that. I mean, it's
There's a
just like,
lot that goes into it. There's a lot of
yeah,
pros, a lot of cons. There's a lot.
yeah. I mean, for me creating this podcast, I mean, like I was so nervous 'cause, like there are obviously gonna be people. Hopefully, this podcast blows up eventually, but like definitely gonna be people like, wow, this person, these people are deluding themselves. I also was kind of afraid at first to start this, but I'm like, you know what? I mean, people sit in their own truths, and then I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not deluding myself at all. I still live my life, and I'm sure you, Alex, you still live your life. You
Yeah.
don't like just live for shifting, because that if anybody listening, if you're just living for shifting, and that's all you're focusing on. I'm sorry to say this, but that's definitely not healthy in my opinion. You know, you gotta still live your life, even if your life is shitty here. Don't neglect any aspect of your life. But yeah, I mean, I think people like when they like knock on shifting, they think it's just like people sitting and staring at walls, imagining that they're going to worlds, but it's just more than that, like you said.
Nah,
I
that's
mean,
maladaptive daydreaming right there.
yeah, yeah. Guys, like nobody, me and Alex, we're not doing that. Trust me.
I mean,
Um,
in fairness, I do have maladaptive daydreaming, so I do also do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. Let me rephrase it. We don't just always sit and stare at walls and like make out with invisible things in the. I don't
That
know.
would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so pretty much, guys, we still have lives. We don't just live for shifting. Trust me.
I
Um,
genuinely believe
so
that the people who are like antis on shifting are people who have tried it once and didn't really shift because they didn't really know what they were doing, and so
yeah,
they're just
yeah,
like angry.
yeah. Speaking about people who shift, how do you feel like I don't know? Every time I see this on subreddits or whatever, like they shift it back. Like I don't know. I'm just always thinking like, why do you shift back? So how do you feel about people who like shift and shift back? It's like some people say, oh, they're lying, they're fake, they're just trying to make it up. Like, how do you feel about that? Really?
Like shift back as in come back from their DR?
Yeah, like some people like say like, what? Would you come back here? Like now you unlocked all these abilities or stuff like that. Like there's like a lot of things about that. What do you think about that?
um, I personally believe that like some people want to come back. Not everyone wants to respawn or permashift. And
Yeah,
some people have lives here that they really enjoy, and so they'd like to continue, like, being conscious in this reality, but they also kind of want to go to other realities and be conscious there as well.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, when I don't plan a perma shift, like I highly doubt it. But like I hope to like shift back here, like kind of like a time skip in a way.
Yeah,
Like just kind of skip over some stuff, but like yeah, that's how it will be for me. Like that's how I want to shift back. I don't want to like. I would love to see obviously people I care about here again. Definitely for
yeah,
sure. I mean, but yeah, I mean, anybody listening, like it's really up to you. There's no judgments if you want to leave this reality and never come back. It's really up to you. I mean, like Alex said, like there's nothing wrong with wanting to come back, or there's nothing wrong with wanting to stay. It's just really up to you.
yeah, to each their own.
Yeah, for sure. So keep slipping my mind. Have you ever like used like subliminals or any like stimuli when trying to shift that helped you at all?
Yes, I greatly use Alanier's shifting, like, what are they called? Like, they help. Methods.
Yeah.
Alanier's shifting methods.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Anybody listening, there are like a lot of shifting methods that you can use,
So
and some
many.
work for others. Some like way too much. Some work more than for others, and then it's really like you just find one and try to go with it. I mean, I'll tell you
Yeah.
a quick story, Alex. Like I used like my first like ever like closest ever shifting was when I was using a subliminal and a Raven method combined. So
Ooh,
I
yeah.
think I had the most results, and I don't think I ever had anything close like this ever since. But I remember I stayed up late, um, making sure that I had everything done, all my college work done. I was sleepy, so I decided to turn on a subliminal. And anybody who's curious, I can try to find it and link it to you, or just give it to you.
Yeah.
But I was laying down. I was like there for 30 minutes doing absolutely nothing but besides listening to the subliminal affirmations and because I wanted to shift to supernatural. Like that was my first like, yeah, I wanted to shift there, and I remember all of a because I'm in a dark room. There's no lights at all. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, I keep getting flashes in my eyes. As I start spinning around, and the subliminal started like going like really, really low, and it was so
Yeah.
weird. As in, after a while, I felt myself like sitting upwards, like in a chair, but I was laying down. I remember I felt like I was in a rumble of the car. Anybody's not aware, like in Supernatural, like the character Sam and Dean driving Impala. And I feel like I was in a very like rumbly car, and I heard like Dean going like, "Urgh." I don't know I don't know what he was saying, but it was so interesting because like I felt like I was in an actual car. My
Yeah.
bed shouldn't be moving, and I was sitting upright. It was so weird, but yeah, I mean that's just like one of the methods you can use, subliminals or rave method, anything really. I mean everything's subjective. I mean, um, do your research. Definitely everybody who's listening, do your
Yeah.
research. There are many different like ways you can like get into shifting, learn how to shift. I mean, there's no one true way really. Definitely not. So let me think. What else can we talk about? Because there's so much we could. Let me think. So there hasn't been much. Has there been any progress lately, or you kind of just been focusing on your CR life? Like you kind of like have shifting on the back burner.
Um. Well, I recently mini shifted to my streamer DR like a few days ago, and I'm still trying to go back.
So how was that like? Like, did you if you can share with us if you don't mind, like how was that main shift?
Well, a lot like yours, actually,
Hmm.
because I was also in a car.
Right.
I was laying down doing the Julia method, listening to some subliminals, and then like I felt this reality kind of like fade away a bit, and then like
Hmm.
I opened my eyes and I was in a car in the rain.
Shit. Wow.
And like the people who I'm friends with in that DR were in the car with me, and it was very
Oh, that's so cool.
surreal.
And so, did you like talk to them, or did you like just sit there and like just kind of bask in the glory of your DR?
Oh yeah, I was kind of just like, whoa, I'm here.
I can't even imagine like from like everybody who I could hear from like it's like you don't even register that you're there. Like it feels like it's
Oh
natural, but
yeah.
not natural at the same exact time.
It feels like you were already there because you were, but it also feels like
Yeah.
you just appeared. It's weird.
Right. The closest thing I can probably like try to understand is like let's say y'all fall asleep downstairs as a kid on the downstairs like floor. You wake up in your bed. I'm guessing
Yeah.
that's how it's like. Wait, how did I get here? Like, why am I here? you
Oh
know.
yeah, most
So
definitely. It's just a kind of
yeah.
like, it's like when you wake up in a bed that's not yours. It's just like, wait, where? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So shifting. If you could like, if you can talk about any misconceptions that you really dislike about it, or questions that you still like are really curious about them, do you have any about shifting at all?
Um, a lot of people think that, like, shifting is really, really hard. And
Hmm.
understandably so, it can be for some people. But I think it's more we're thinking about it in the wrong way.
Hmm.
Because we're so rooted in our current beliefs that it's kind of hard to let go. But when you
Yeah.
finally are able to like process and like, yeah, I do want to go to a different reality, and to do that I do have to let go of this one. It can be a little difficult at first to like wrap your head around that idea, but then when you finally do, it just everything becomes so much easier.
Yeah. I mean, like I hear like honestly, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's holding me back. Cause like I mean, I've been here for 22 years. It's like to like simply go up and like enter a whole nother reality with different people who I've actually seen before in the CR. It's just like it makes me like nervous or hesitant in a way too. And it's like wow, like what? I think my biggest fear is like I'll love it so much I would never want to come back.
I mean, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's just crazy for me, but it also makes me excited. I think personally for me, I kind of hit like a shifting like plateau. I don't know why I just like lost my motivation lately. It's probably just like school or work beating me up, but it's like man, I just wish I can get this energy back. So I guess that's why I'm starting this podcast, so I can talk to shifters and like really get to know them and kind of build like a shifting family, really.
Yeah.
Because I just want to like just enjoy shifting again, like really like just hear like from different people like their walks of life when it comes to shifting. Like how do they feel about it? What are their DRs like? Really, I mean, I'm just like again, like I really appreciate you coming on, Alex, because this is like a personal
Yeah, of course.
project for
Thanks
me,
for
and
having me.
I'm happy to have you on. And you're always welcome to come back if you ever want to. But yeah, I mean, I just hope like for this podcast, like anybody who like kind of lost interest in shifting or just don't have anybody to talk to, like you can listen to us. Like I mean, we're here to talk about shifting, just have fun with it. I mean, just put it on in the background, listen, take notes, take what you want, take what you don't want. You disagree, agree,
Yeah.
anything really. I mean, you don't have to agree with anything we're saying, but we were speaking our own truths. But yeah, I mean, I just think people take shifting like way too seriously. They don't like sometimes they just need to have fun with it. Like don't have to worry about all the small, minute details. Like because I think me and you both would
Yeah.
agree. People like scrutinize the smallest things. Like what if this isn't right? What if that's not right? You know, it's just like just calm down, relax.
Yeah. It really makes a whole world of difference when you kind of like realize it's like not as hard and you don't have to have everything perfect to do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because like I think the people for as far as I read, the people who actually have shit that they said like once they kind of like stop obsessing over it, kind of let it go, like coming with the mindset like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's when they shift. And I always read that situations like that is when people finally shift. So I mean,
Yeah.
if I mean I haven't shifted like I think mini shifted is a good term. Maybe I might have mini shifted once, but I haven't shifted in 3 years. But like if anybody's listening, just like let it go. Just like take it as it is. Don't obsess over it. It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah.
And Alex, the best things happen when you least expect it sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So oh, for your future with shifting, like how do you want it to look? Because some people like I might ask this question already, but do you want to like stay in your streaming DR? Do you want to start hopping around in different like DRs? Like, how do you want like? Because honestly, like some people say they just want to keep hopping around infinite DRs until they just experience everything. Like, how do you want your shifting journey to continue on over time? Like once you shifted and you kind of mastered it.
Um well, I do have some places I want to go besides like my streamer DR, but I ultimately do kind of want to end up there like as a final destination of sorts
Mm-hmm.
because like that's where I have all my friends and all of this fun stuff happens all the time. I mean, there are always cons, but like it's
Yeah.
really interesting, especially since I want to go to like multiple other like animes and books and like Stranger Things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing about books I always find interesting, like because they are some of them don't have pictures or visuals to detail like how people look like. It's always interesting, like when you shift to a book, like what does it look like? How does this world look like? I always find that thought interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of things that are like really interesting. Like if you're going to a different country, it's just like you know nothing about this place and then you shift there and you know so much and it's just like, "Oh my goodness."
yeah, or like if you shift like to a different universe, these like different movies coming out. Like I mean, for example, like if you shift to the MCU, you're not gonna see like a Tom Holland movie coming out because you know obviously Tom Holland is
Yeah.
like Peter Parker. Or you can't, especially like in the MCU, you won't see like Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu because obviously it's Fury. So what does that MCU DR look like? Like with Star Wars movies are like it's so interesting. Like the small minute details. You know, like
Oh
what's your
yeah, most
happiest?
definitely.
Yeah, like what's your happiest DR memory? Like, I mean, it's just so much you can really unpack with it. That's why I just find shifting so interesting because just like how our world is so detailed, these other worlds which are just as valid and real have their own alternate histories and details itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important to also know like the fact that we may be in this reality and conscious of this one right now, but like every other reality is still continuing. Like life
Yeah.
still happens there, and
Yeah.
we just
Yeah.
aren't conscious of it. It's so
Yeah.
interesting.
For sure. It's like putting both your eyes to one finger while keeping the other finger in the corner of your eyes. Really, like it's always there. You
Yeah,
just have to shift your perspective in your mind to the other one. And
I kind of like to think of it as like our bodies are containers and our consciousness is water. We're just pouring the water into a different container.
yes, for sure. And I think we already do that every day with just RCRs because we make so many different choices. Really, I
Yeah,
mean, it's like if you really look at it, shifting is already like very deep rooted into like RCR. I just think it's like it's not as grand here as it is in other realities per se. Yeah,
most definitely.
yeah, for sure. So, for your streaming DR, like, how like popular are you? Like, are you like Pokemon level popular? Or, like, I don't know. Like, how is it for you? Like, I want to know like more about your shifting DR. I mean,
You
your
say this,
streaming
and then
DR.
I'm like, ah, yes, I have scripted that I'm friends with Pokimane. So,
Oh, for real? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. Like, so are you like the top streamer on Twitch, or like how does your setup for that DR? I like hearing about people's DRs.
Definitely not a top streamer because that gives me anxiety.
Oh, I bet that's a lot of pressure.
um, but I do have. I'm definitely not a small streamer either. It's just
Mm,
definitely like closer to the top. Like people will speak about me in passing, like recognize me, like, ah, yeah, that's this person. It's like, yeah, you know them, yeah. It's just
right.
like who doesn't? It's like a lot of people don't, but
Yeah, I mean, I would love like I thought about a celeb fame DR, but like you said, it's kind of scary being at the top. But I don't know. It's just like
yeah,
when you like read all these like streaming stuff, like it's so interesting. Like there's so much drama sometimes, but like it also like seems like there's like a lot of fun with it really. Like because you like I mean, Alex, you're gonna be building your community with your viewers and all that. I mean, that can't be any
oh
more
yeah.
exciting really.
I'm gonna make a cheese emote.
I mean, hey, I mean, you already have visuals and ideas of what you want your DR to look like, and I always love to hear that.
Yeah.
I wish you nothing but the best with that. I mean, because like,
You as well.
yeah, because I because there's definitely gonna be. I mean, I think we both can agree like the streaming world can be toxic. You know, you have people spamming
Oh
F's and
yeah.
W's in your chat or like just stalking you or whatever. It's just so weird, but
You gotta
yeah,
definitely be careful with what you say or who you are like with,
yeah,
or
because
even what you do. It's like you gotta be really careful. But there are a lot of like good things too.
yeah, I just think it's worth it. It's so worth it. Anyways, if anything ever
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, ever like really bad happens, I'm sure you can always just shift to like a similar reality or whatever. Or that didn't happen. You can
Yeah.
just shift it out. Really. Yeah. So do you use any? Will you use any safe words, or you kind of like you just kind of keep like conscious? I don't conscious level. I don't know. Like for me, like I'm not gonna lie. Like if I accidentally shift it right now, Alex, I won't even remember my safe words that I wrote down. So I'll be scared I'm stuck in a reality. Do you use them?
I do. I always script that I'm not gonna accidentally use it, but I'm not gonna forget it. And my universal safe word to come back is guava because I don't know what that is. I know it's a fruit, but I
Yeah,
never
I
talk
mean,
about it.
at my job, guavas are just like fruits. That's it, or guava juice. But yeah, it's not gonna be something you're not gonna like mention like commonly. So that definitely is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember somebody mentioned like they put hello as their shifting backward. I'm like, wait, you can't say that because hello is such a common thing to say. It's so funny. But they were
Yeah.
so mad that they shifted back to the CR. Like, well, I mean, you kind of did that to yourself. But yeah, I don't know. It's so interesting here. Like, do you have it like? Have you ever come across some really like real like weird or funny shifters like that kind of like okay? I mean, not trying to judge you, but that's definitely interesting.
I mean, yeah. One of my friends' safe words is pancake, and that's one of their favorite foods. So that's a little rough.
Yeah, I mean, even going beyond like the safe words, I remember like it's always I brought it up in another episode, but it's like um I remember in somebody's DR like a Marvel DR like they were like shipping with like 50 different characters at the same time. Like, holy shit. How are you gonna
I
like
don't know how you'd be able to keep track of all of that.
balance all of those relationships? I remember another one was like, I'm the child of Steve and Bucky. It was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I mean, it's everybody's DR is unique to themselves, really. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like any other DRs, like any popular DRs? I'm just like, as long as like I'm just so tired about hearing about Harry Potter. Like, do you have any other interesting DRs that you might want to go
Um, definitely a few.
to?
It's funny because there's this fan fiction I read like months ago, and I'm trying to go there as well, which is interesting.
What's it about?
And, huh? Oh, it was about a few of the people in my streamer DR, but as if they were like a family.
Oh, okay.
I just want to be their friends because it sounds like they need a friend. Real bad.
Yeah, I mean, oh geez, like that bad?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if it gives you any comfort, there's already a reality where you are their friends. So
Yeah, they just need a hug.
I mean, gee, the first thing I want to do like is hug one of my comfort characters. Like, I just can't wait for that. It's like, jeez.
Oh yeah, me too.
I just want to experience love, man. Like, love is hard in this reality, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a family, for sure.
Yeah.
Could probably do like 4 minutes, 10 minutes or so. So is there anything like, any questions at all, or like any topics you might want to talk about? I mean, no pressure at all. I mean, it's an open floor, really. Anything?
Are there any other DRs that you're going to besides the main one you've mentioned?
Oh, yeah. For my Marvel DR, I'm like, I'm the secondary Spider-Man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I have SOs like Wanda and like Kate Bishop, and that DR is like, I'm kind of nervous to go there because like, Wanda is like kind of like, she's kind of messed up. She's definitely out there.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of trying to shift there to help her, like give her the family that she wants. So like that's another one of my DRs I'm like really like looking forward to, and plus like I want to like swing around, so I think that'd be like really fun. Like also meet like
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like doing the way home. That would be so great. Like he's my hero. It's just like really like learn what it is like to be a hero and like work with people. Really, I mean, always loved superheroes. Like I remember growing up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. It's just like I always wanted to like be in a world like that, and I think that's what that Marvel DR like. It's definitely gonna be for me, really. And I think another one of my DRs are like let me think. Yeah, it's one of my original writing prompts. Like I'm like a
Yeah.
character in like my world, and I meet my characters. I haven't worked a lot on it, but like it's something there. I'm just like really nervous like to shift there because like I haven't scripted out everything. I know you don't have to script. I haven't like written everything. Like it's kind of unpredictable. I'm kind of scared to like go into that world blindly without knowing as much as I do for like things like Marvel or Star Wars. I kind of find that scary.
Yeah.
But any other DRs? Definitely a celeb fame DR. I have one. Like I'm on like I'm a pop singer like Michael Jackson, like level to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever gonna shift there because like you can't go to supermarkets, you can't go to grocery stores or nothing like that without people
My social
telling you.
anxiety says no.
Yes, like I can't imagine having people like stalk you or like emailing you like or following you like trying to DM you all the time. So that I like that idea of going to that DR, but I'm probably not gonna go to be honest.
Yeah.
I think like one DR I would love to like, cause I tried this like last year. I created like a Reddit post about everybody like in the Reddit like having like I'll share a DR where we can all like meet up and like just chat or just chill or whatever. It's kind of like what do you call it, a waiting room in a way. But
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite ones. So I really would like love like to have like one place where all of us can like meet up before going off on our separate ways. Like that's another DR I would love to travel to really. But yeah, for me, like I only had two main DRs so far, but I don't know why. Like they just stuck with me. I haven't really thought about creating any more so far.
I mean, understandable. All of mine have been the same for a very long time.
Yeah. So it's just not anything else, and I can't think of anything. I mean, I guess that could be the episode. I mean, I would love to like bring you back for like any future topics because this has been a really.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think you and nobody else who's been on before. Don't take any offense to this. I think that this has been like the most engaging episode for me so far, and I really enjoyed having you on. This has really been fun with you, Alex.
Of course, yeah, I'd love to come on anytime.
Okay. Well, everybody, thank you for listening to Shipper's Cove. This episode's slightly shorter than the other ones, but that is just okay. Still working it out, but thank you again, Alex, for joining. I hope y'all enjoyed our conversations, and if you ever want to chat with us or try to come on the show, hit us up, and we'll try to set something up. But thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the flip side. Thank you.